Welcome back everyone, this is TorNis, and it's been a while since I did something related to Phoenix Point or XCOM in general. And yeah, before we get into the Ambrose update, just gonna briefly remind ourselves that it's pretty rough for us XCOM fans right now. Nothing really at E3, you probably already saw from my stream or in gaming news about the XCOM mobile game called XCOM Legends. Yeah. It's not looking good. Gotta trust good old indies and what's not some tactical strategy games. But yeah, new Phoenix Point update. Yes. And while of course my season 4 is postponed, as I'm very busy with many various projects and as a variety streamer, I'll definitely want to come back to it, obviously, but this specific patch actually might, I don't know how it's gonna be really, like, safe compatible and all that, but there's definitely some features on this patch, apparently, that will not be implemented unless I start a new campaign. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, there we go. So Ambrose update, it's focused on mid-late game balance, weapons, mutations, bionics, and just in general what the developer is thinking is not correct. So they're preparing the next DLC for, which is called Corrupted Horizons. They already announced the release date if you missed that news. And they're planning also simultaneous console release for the game, so this is like their basically final way of getting some decent amount of extra money out of their game, honestly speaking. So yeah, there's a sale apparently, and a new code. Here comes the Phoenix. Another of those controversial codes that gives the you get the gear and armor and weapons for free at the start of the campaign. It's a shame because they're very exclusively and cool looking ones, but if you're like one of those true hardcore players and you know the people who like have balanced start like everyone else, you like obviously should get rid of this gear and not enable these codes. But yeah, it's who cares. So full patch notes. It's called Ambrose 0 version 1.12, and we go forward. So, by the way, this is live recording, I'm not editing anything, so, but I'll try to be very brief. Sometimes I know these videos can be very long. Let's go with it pretty quickly. There's some definitely strong opinions coming up here, but yeah. So Geoscape, the cost of late game faction research lowered by approximately 35%. This should be actually changed a long time ago. This is good change, because the late game research is very like sluggish and most people get bored, and I seen even my friend colleagues who played XCOMs and like these type of games in Phoenix Point, they just like didn't bother to finishing the game because it was so slow at the end there. So I like this should be an actually almost close to the release kind of like patch, you know, when the game was properly released. But yeah, build time of Story Havens is lowered by 50%. It's also great Story Havens zones. It's like these final quest things. They're also really long generally, especially when they were bugged. Well, maybe they're still bugged, but oh yeah, another thing, this patch might actually introduce more issues and bugs as, you know, Phoenix Point tradition at this point. Rate of Pandaren evolution slowed down at approximately 20% on rookie veteran here, so no legend affected apparently. But I mean, game is already like honestly very easy, and they're making it even easier. Okay. The rate of which Pandaren based conductor attacks is reduced. Ouch. So less, it's actually probably sucks for Legend players more, because at least on Legend you get some kind of like sort of activity, and you know, it's pretty fun when you have constant missions and what's, otherwise you just it's gonna be dead, and you know. But some people not actually like a bunch of Pandaren base, especially when your bases get attacked. That's because these missions are laggy, buggy, and you don't deal with them, yeah. Increase reward scavenging Haven defense mission by approximately 20%. Seems like it's a global thing for all difficulties, and I don't know. Resources was never really a problem, like even if you don't abuse stuff or abuse it, you know, the strategies and the raids, whatever, this is honestly not important. Increased number of total food training, elites training and factory zones, and even okay, this is pretty big though, it's only big for those who are like going too deep into meta of this game. So what it means is that the more havens are going to be more like well equipped basically for battles, and that the more buildings means more chances to synergize with them. There's going to be more defense number on them, haven defense. Also more food means less starvation and generally. So actually this makes the game even way easier on a paper. So, and it goes against the kind of lore as well. Well, I don't know, people have to test this really with new campaigns. Obviously these changes, I don't think my campaign is gonna get suddenly like a whole bunch of new buildings, right? Here is the last one. Neutral weapons and armors are now available for manufacturing to the player since the start of the game. Finally, this is also should have been done honestly close to the release of the game, if not on the release. Like the weapons that are so exclusive for rare and neutral stuff, and they're like generally kind of like hit and miss side grades, so why they're not available? They actually look cool, some of them. And yeah, they probably gave up on this because people were still complaining about issues with ammo, like, oh, we have these weapons, we got them from a bandit mission, but we cannot refill our ammo because it say cannot be produced. Well, there you go. Tactical increase maximus. So here comes the one of the controversial changes here out of all of them. Tactical increase maximum strength of player soldiers with 35. Who fucking asked that? Holy shit. Suddenly, like, that happened? Okay, let me get this to the point. So that means a bash is gonna be way stronger. And also the maximum HP of... what the fuck? Apparently, from what I learned on Discord server, like the quote-unquote casuals and noobs were complaining the game is still hard. So what? They increased from all this time they had this, you know, 30, 20, 20 stat line, and now it's 35? Like, what the... Okay, increasing the starting strength of the soldiers, rookie, veteran, hero, so no legend, but they're even bumping stats, so you have for free it and more HP and the bash power essentially as well, and other things related to the inventory. Increase the strength of all human characters by 2. So what I assume that means is that basically AI, human, and opponents also have that, and everything that is human, yeah. So, well, yeah, more HP, sure, like it solves anything. A reduced armor of amount of damage bash does. So approximately, I looked into this with council members and Discord people who are on Wiki and all that. So the 25% approximately got nerfed to decrease the damage total, but keep in mind that the maximum strength is also increased, and the strength is increased in general. So you're still getting benefits. Not to mention, you know, if you're going with that full degeneracy strength build with multipliers, you're still gonna like one-shot most enemies. Well, two-shot, one-shot, who cares? It's a bash, like, come on. So honestly, that is not even a nerf. The bash is still gonna be like super busted. Increased number of enemies on the beginning of the game with hero and legend difficulties. This is interesting, and I think this might actually make the gift mission pretty devastating. The gift mission is the one that for newest DLC was like a scripted bunch of enemies. But then again, once you learn about that mission, you obviously need to escape there. Increase the chance of enemies dropping items on death. Apparently, yeah, that's true. Once again, could help some newer players to adapt to the game. Mutations by next weapon adjustments. So there's quite a lot here. TLDR is that developers finally decided to look into why people are not using the shittiest mutations and augments and stuff like that. So most of the stuff here is very strong buffs for the equipment that almost nobody used, such as the out-of-action ones. So Venom Torso, damage increase, shoot spikes, cost reduced to 1 AP stealth, speed bonus added, It's like literally they're adding stat bonuses to these things, so pretty crazy stuff actually. Well, if you're still willing to use that, of course. Well, maximum range of projectiles removed, effective range reduced to 22, ammo reduced, tentacle torso paralysis increased to 24, stealth penalty removed, perception bonus increased to 6, 1 speed bonus added, so yeah, they're just getting free stats here. Psychic Scream cost reduced to 1 AP and 4 VP, but it's restricted to 1 use per turn. 4 VP bonus added, so once again, more bonus free stats. Okay, here comes the big one. Juggernaut Head. VP bonus increased to 8. What the fuck? This thing was so busted already, and they make it 8 will points now? I mean, what? I don't know. Shadow legs, shock damage, yeah, whatever. Prepare legs, slightly better now. You know, I actually used them, but yeah, rocket leap distance was so bad that you barely even had advantage of them. Cool. Juggernaut torso demolition state cost reduced to 2 VP. Sign Sharur viral damage increased. Destiny 3 is a major change here. Well, how major? It's just check this out. Damage reduced to 70, ammo capacity reduced to 12, manufacturing ammo cost reduced. So Destiny is one of the weird things that exist in a game that gives you auto aim, auto hit from any place in a map as long as you have like good connection to the shot, as you saw it in my many various videos as well. So damage reduced to 70, not a really big deal, actually. I mean, it is, but sure, you're not going to be disgustingly one-shot things as before, but keep in mind all the buffs, and yeah, you're good to go. Ammo capacity reduced, quote-unquote, from infinite to 12, you know, generally you absolutely would not even, like, you not even notice the thing even have ammo, and 12 shots is still plenty for the mission, honestly. And imagining if this thing is still on plenty characters, it's still very powerful, so this quote-unquote nerf isn't really making it obsolete. Nurgle Wrath effective range is in now fighting a early game Berserker is gonna be slightly more fun with, well, I mean, they're gonna miss most likely, and yeah, Nurgle Wrath, that's bad pistol. Arms of the Technician, ammo capacity reduced to 5, Ragnarok ammo cost is reduced to 6, yeah, the Ragnarok cost was ridiculous, yeah. Autocannon weight reduced to 4, and these are, I believe, the Praetorian body armor reduced, and then Guardian is a heavy neutral one, I believe. Armor reduced, and I guess it's because they allowed now for the neutral stuff to be produced, and I believe heavy ones were somewhat a slight upgrade for the trade-off of stats, so that's why they did it, I guess. Mutox adjustments, I am gonna completely skip that one because I am not a Mutok expert. I never use them. They were, first of all, on legendary difficulty, they were bugged like all the time. They were not even spawning with weapons and stuff, so many generations of this game I just never even bothered. The enemies were not spawning them as well, so like I haven't seen a live and why would you invest into a Mutok when there's like other better things? But yeah, so I don't understand these numbers, and from what I saw on Discord, like people still don't care about Mutoks. Pandaren changes, so this is gonna be hopefully interesting. Damage of the evolved organic machine gun reduced, so once again, make it easier, okay. Machine gun is one of the like most dangerous weapons, so yeah. Siren injector arms viral damage increased to 6 per hand. I believe these injector arms are kind of bugged, or sometimes like game would not understand that you can even use them. Siren would just do something different. But yeah, Arthur on Shieldbearer gets 2 additional speed. Alright, sure, they're already pretty fast, but different bunch of Skyless Skyrens here. Siren have evolved 50% virus resistance. I mean, it's not immunity, so like sure. And here comes a legacy of ancient changes. So here my mind once again gets blown. Like what the fuck? So they finally changed some of the legacy of ancients, but check this out. Excavation time of ancient site reduced to 8 hours. Like, what? 3 days, now it's 8 hours? This is a huge change, and out of nowhere, out of blue, like... I mean, once again, this is type of thing that should have been, like, pre-tested, pre-release of this DLC and stuff like that. This is such a huge change. That means you can actually kind of, like, rush detect with probes and... Well, I mean, it's a very dangerous mission early on, unless you're, like, exploiting very good strats. You can definitely try to rush some of these ancient sites now with that timer. And here comes another change that blows my mind. Manufacture time for archaeology probes was reduced by approximately 40%. Developers, I'm not sure you're aware of this, but most of the time when you actually, in a meta of this DLC, you're building at least, like, what, 4 optimally, like, labs for this, archaeology labs. And the construction time of the probe is gonna be 1 hour, which is minimum in this game. You cannot go below that. So this change literally does nothing, as most players are gonna have like 2 hour or 1 hour probe, and it's on legend, maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe on other difficulties it's even easier with like manufacturing penalties and what's not, but it's already at minimum. Like, this does nothing. Lowering requirements for charting Umbra and Skyla, that crystal one, I believe, to be researched by the aliens. Yeah, Umbras are one of the actually, like, it's a new enemy type, essentially, that was introduced in DLC, and some people just don't get far in the game, or they don't see those, and it's honestly sad, because this is a pretty cool type of enemy, pretty dangerous, and... Well, this game needs spice in new enemy types, and hopefully the DLC 4 is gonna also work on that, but yeah. Seems like there's just gonna be one big new danger enemy and what's not. But yeah, we don't know much about DLC 4. So that's it, bug fixes, minor, whatever. At this point of recording, 18 likes on Steam News, 0 comments, ouch. So, a few quick words on the patch. Personally, what I think about this patch. Patch is a very, very interesting one. It have things that are very cool, and they should have been once again implemented like at the start of the game, basically, since the release. And then there's things that developers like still out of like the clues meta, and like some of the things are just what the fuck is happening with Juggernaut, Judgment Head, excuse me, the strength, like the increasing maximum cap of stats, the timer and the probe thing for the DLC 2, Legacy of the Ancients. And one thing that bothers me that this patch doesn't fix anything connected to the recent DLC that was released. The third one, so this all the bugs from that DLC still present, all the exploits are still present, like with air games and manipulation with the equipment there, and like all these escape strats and the corruption haven things. So they haven't really, so this patch doesn't touch anything in that regard, so they think the Behemoth mechanics, the Haven destruction stuff and everything that happens there, everything is fine. So I don't know, it feels like they just released the thing and don't like bother too much with it. I noticed that pattern before, and they just want to get the final chunk of money through their releasing their promised final couple DLCs, DLC 5 and 4, and of course console ports that they're focusing right now. I'm checking on and talking with people on the Discord server, especially these council members, which are basically the NDA beta testers of content, and the morale there is low. They're constantly complaining as well, memeing with other like normal players and veterans of the game. They're not happy with like a lot of these changes, and especially which makes the game even easier. And another thing, so the game already kind of suffers from, you know, activity on the Discord server and just in general discussions and popularity of the game. But for some reason, not developers, but the one who's who have the social media power presence essentially and control over Discord, they decided to add a bot that, imagine this, having a mature game, basically 16 plus, and honestly this is the type of game that is designed for like adults that is at least 30 plus, because you know these brands of XCOM strategy games. So they added a bot that basically meets you and bans you if you type profanity. Like, you cannot even say fucking that Discord server. I mean, come on. I'm in so many Discord server, official gaming Discord servers. You can not only like, I mean, what is this automated moderation thing? For the server have mods by themselves, and the Phoenix Point server is very like chill, kind of like dead sometimes even. So, and most importantly, there's no kids or anything like that, like you see on, I don't know, more volatile type communities like VTubers or something, where there's just a bunch of every millisecond there's a emote spam, and there's a bunch of obviously like gonna be this kid activity, which obviously will need to some moderation and control. But there on Discord server there's mature people, and you know, like I don't get that at all, and people not also. Like, basically they're promoting people who are loyal fans of the game. They're promoting to not participate in the server and not talk, really. Yeah, sure, wow, couple profanities. Oh yeah, we cannot say fuck, shits, and all that. Oh, I know it's not necessarily connected to the patch, but I'm just generally commenting on a state and of the game, kind of like what is happening on the community, of course. If you're wondering. So yeah, honestly, the situation doesn't look that good from my view eyes. No effort to try to actually make the meta game of the Phoenix Point more like balanced. The current DLC is still just thrown out of air, and you know, let the players play it essentially. This patch just, some things, once again, finally they added something that should have been at the start of the game, and some of the things are just completely out of hit and miss, like making the game really easier as well. And no, well, I'm more in the, I want to be optimistic and all that, because I'm always gonna be the XCOM, you know, slash Phoenix Point guy who's always try to get their best and enjoyment out of these games. But I just see how it is, and they clearly doesn't care as much as I would like to, and of course those council members and the veteran gamers of this game as well. But either way, I believe there's a sale going on of the game. You can also get it on my Nexus store if you somehow doesn't own the game. When will be season 4 episodes? When the time is right. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you very soon, or every day on my live streams at twitch.tv/TorNis. Have a great one.